And now, a few minutes with Dr. John McDougall. Dr. McDougall is the most eloquent spokesperson for a plant-based diet. He's the author of a number of books, and with his wife runs a vegetarian live-in program in Santa Rosa, California, where people get a running start in both understanding and living the vegan lifestyle. We are about to talk to the author of this book, The McDougall Program for Maximum Weight Loss. Dr. McDougall has written over half a dozen books and has also produced a video series on healthy eating. I wonder how you became interested in a vegetarian diet. Did you learn about it in medical school?
I learned about drugs in medical school. That's basically all you learn is how to push drugs. So the answer is no, I learned nothing about diet in medical school. As a matter of fact, my own personal diet almost killed myself in those 4 years of medical school. When people eat lots of meat, lots of dairy, lots of oil, lots of refined food, they get high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, cancer. And if you take them off these foods and feed them on a healthy diet, many of these conditions will reverse and people get their lives back. So the information's there. The problem is the money. The money's not there to make it part of a real education for a doctor. I mean, I want every one of your viewers to think about this. Think about a family member, a close friend, who went to the doctor in good faith and asked to be helped. And they attended their monthly doctor visits. They took the prescribed medications, visualized what they looked like when the day they got sick, and visualized what they looked like 2 years later. What changed? Nothing. They're still fat and sick, but now they got a bag full of pills. That's the only thing that changed. Nothing happens. So here I was, a doctor pushing all these drugs, waiting for the medical miracles, and again, I was raised with this ethic of my parents, right or wrong, that I was somehow, there was supposed to be honesty involved in everything I did, and it was dishonest. They never got better. What happened with me, how I learned about good diet in terms of health and medical issues, is I was in a unique situation. I was on the big island of Hawaii. I was taking care of first, second, third, and fourth generation Filipinos, Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans. And my first generation patients, they were in education. They ate a diet basically, well, near vegetarian. It was rice and vegetables and tiny bits of chicken or tiny bits of fish at most. And these people, my first generation, who were raised in Japan or the Philippines or China, they were always trim. They never had breast cancer, or prostate cancer, or colon cancer, or heart disease, or high blood pressure, or diabetes. Never. Now the kids, now remember this is Hawaii, the kids who were influenced a little bit more by Western thinking, Western eating, got a little fatter and a little sicker, and by the time you got to the grandkids, they were just as fat and sick as everybody else. So to me, it was an education that if you just had your eyes slightly opened, you couldn't miss. You didn't change genetics, you didn't change living patterns. All you changed basically was eating from a diet high in carbohydrate, in other words, lots of rice, lots of vegetables, to the mixed high-fat American diet, which was, it's a disaster. It accounts for at least 80% of our sickness in our society.
Dr. McDougall, I gather from reading several of your books that you do not suggest a low-carb diet. Could you tell us why this is?
Most definitely, I recommend a very high carbohydrate diet, and the reason is obvious. You look around the world, I mean, for a minute, you just stop and look around the world at various populations of people. Look at what they eat, look at what they look like, consider their health, and what you find is when you look around the world, wherever people eat diets high in carbohydrate, they're always trim. They don't have heart disease, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis. They're active people. They have long, healthy lives. These are people that eat rice primarily, for example, from Asia, or the people from Africa, the Middle East, that live on rice and corn and beans and millet. And you can do the same thing when you look throughout history. Wherever there's a successful population of people, they've always lived on a diet that's high in starch, high in carbohydrate. That's why I recommend it. It's the right diet for people.